Faith, Business, and Money is a course we've taught 3 times now, and with a good deal of success. It's a course that we've taught topically, and it's a class about economics, but really it's a topical approach to it, which has been good for us. We start out talking about vocation, that is overcoming the dichotomy between sacred and secular work. From there, we look at Old Testament issues, New Testament issues, a theology of work, and only then do we talk about economics. But even then, it's through the lens of church history. So we talk about pre-modern economies and then modern economies, but how the church has responded to those economies. And from there, we're able to talk about practical issues such as pastoral ethics and missions and fundraising. It's been successful, in my opinion, for a few reasons. The first reason is that it's been super collaborative, and it's been a great way to onboard faculty. A lot of people working with the current initiative have struggled to get lots of faculty persons on board. We had 11 instructors teaching this course last time. I'm really proud of that. So 8 instructors internally, and then 3 from the outside. And so 11 of us taught this course. The reason why we were able to do that is because I went to these professors and said, I don't want you to teach about economics. I want you to teach in your field, in your discipline, and just to find a natural bridge into something economic. So, for example, an Old Testament professor might teach on poverty in the ancient Near East, or might teach on that provocative question, is the tithe biblical? And things like that, professors are able to get into and they can volunteer their time for because they've done most of the work already. I would highly recommend that you have an overseeing professor for a course like this. So the professor is there each week, the professor recruits the speakers, helps them with resources, and most importantly does the grading. And other faculty persons really enjoy that. They get to come in and speak in their area of specialty, but it builds towards this common objective about talking about economics. So that's a huge thing for us. It's a great way to onboard faculty. But Faith, Business, and Money has also been successful because we've gotten students on board through very natural entry points into their world. So instead of calling this a class like Christian economics, instead we call it Faith, Business, and Money. Because most students in this area, in the Greater Sioux Falls area, we have found want to talk about business. They're second career people. Our average age for a student is 38. So their second career, they already have business experience. They're already thinking about these issues. And then money. Everybody's thinking about money. Personal finances, what it means to be good stewards in our church, what it means to use our money wisely with development overseas in various projects and missions. People are already thinking about this stuff. So students have also tracked with us very well. And the third thing is related. This approach has been very practical in that through a very natural progression of topics, it's set them up for a final project. And the final project is a business plan, essentially. We call it a ministry plan, but it's a business plan. And this last time we had 2 business professors who very ably led our students through a process to think through their dream ministry. So all of our students have this dream ministry. They want to try this out. And they take this dream ministry and they're forced to think about a philosophy of ministry and then to think about a kind of plan in which they can steward all of this really well and make it into a sustainable thing. And what we found is that almost all of our students have not thought through these issues. So they go through all of this, and honestly, they kind of crash and burn. They realize this is never going to work. But it's a huge blessing because I would much rather have them crash and burn in a safe setting like a classroom than out in the real world where they have to go and mess up a lot of people's lives with their dream ministry. So for that reason, and for the reason that there's lots of natural traction with this approach, and most of all because it's a great way to onboard faculty, I would recommend some of the stuff that we're doing with Faith, Business, and Money, and I hope other people could use some elements of this profitably.